Hi, it's been a while since we've done a video, partly because I tore my left meniscus and have taken some time off, and also because we've started doing classes at the studio, just a few people at a time, welcoming everybody back in slowly but surely into movement practice in person. But here we are, still wanting to do online videos for you who still want to stay at home and practice in your home where you feel also very comfortable. So today's practice is going to be fairly short, maybe 20 minutes or so. I'm going to try to keep it around that and focusing a lot on just mobility and hips, and especially concentrating on the quads today, getting them a little bit stretched out and strengthening in some of the hamstrings. Suggestion today is, as always, whatever props you feel like you need, but today we do want to have access to a wall. We'll be using it just for balance, okay? So let's go ahead and come on down to the ground. Letting yourself roll down. I like to have a blanket under my head, and then letting yourself just settle into the ground a little bit, tucking your shoulder blades down towards that back waist. When I have a feeling that you could slip a pencil underneath the back of your waist and settling into the very center of the pelvis. So check to see if you're leaning a little right or left, or if you've got more pressure towards the tailbone, and see if you can bring it a little bit more centered. We're looking for the very center of the back of the head also, and then just letting the jaw relax for a moment and finding your way, just settling down into the back body. Readjusting your feet so you feel your knees are supported. Your hands can be out alongside your body, or maybe just resting on your belly for right now. Just giving yourself 3 breaths here, whatever breath feels comfortable for you. It may be some deep breaths, it may just be neutral and relaxed. After that 3rd breath, just begin to gather your knees in towards you, maybe both laying knees at the same time or just one at a time, until you can hold on to the kneecaps, fingertips pointed down towards your toes, elbows close to your ribs. And we'll just go up and down the back a few times. Just an easy little wake up of the back. So we're drawing the knees in as you exhale, and as you start that inhalation, letting the knees move away. So it's kind of slow. If you're moving really fast, check to see if you're doing this, but your breath is a different length, and starting to slow it down so that exhalation and the knees moving to you are synced, and inhaling and letting the knees move away from you. So the movement of your knees reflects the length of the exhale and the inhale. You may notice a little bit of movement in the back body. Next time, as you begin to inhale, go ahead and let those feet go up towards the ceiling and letting the arms just reach comfortably overhead. And then exhaling once again back into that little bit of a ball. Feet come down to the floor as you inhale. You just slide your hands down the thighs. Exhaling, the knees coming back in. Inhale, feet to ceiling, arms overhead. Exhale, hands to knees and into that small ball. Inhale, hands slide down the thighs, feet to the floor. Just 2 more times. Exhaling, the knees in. Inhaling, feet to ceiling, arms overhead. Exhale. Inhale, feet release to the ground. Last time, exhale. Inhale, feet up, arms over. This time we'll stay here for a couple of breaths. Maybe let your toes, your ankles, your feet wiggle around a little bit. Get some point and flex going. Just easy breathing. See if the knees, hips, maybe even get the hips squiggling around from side to side. And then tucking your knees in on your next exhale. And then releasing feet to the floor as you breathe in. Getting your posture back, shoulders tucked back underneath you. Arms moving out towards a T. We'll get a little bit of a lift into bridge pose next. So check to see where you want those feet to align to the outside of your hips or a little bit in towards the seat bones. We're all different sizes and shapes in our thighs and pelvis, so just making sure you're comfortable here. As you inhale, letting your body rise up, getting a little roll onto the backs of the shoulders, and as you exhale, letting yourself come all the way back down to the floor. We'll do that a couple more times. Inhaling, lifting up. Maybe each time there's a little higher lift. Maybe not. Maybe just not quite ready. Unlocking the jaw. Little bit of weight into the arch side of the foot so the knees don't roll out and into the pinky side of the foot. And next time you find yourself going up, we're going to stay there for 3 breaths. Letting yourself come up. Those knees are going to press down into the feet. Breathe. And then letting yourself come down. Go ahead and draw knees into chest. We'll get a little rock from side to side. And then we're going to come back to that bridge pose again and just changing the dynamics of it a little bit. Feet resting on the floor. Find your comfortable place for your feet. Arms open to a T. Pressing knees to feet. Go ahead and lift back up into the pelvis up into the air. Shifting onto the tops of the shoulders. And then imagine you could pull yourself down towards your heels. Just kind of drag yourself maybe a 1/2 inch or 1/4 inch until you could feel the hamstrings engaged a little bit more. And then letting yourself down. Draw knees to chest. Releasing feet. We're going to come to that bridge pose again, lifting up. Press knees down into the feet a little bit, then pull yourself down towards your heels. Hold and breathe. Keeping that pull on the back of the hamstrings and then letting yourself slowly down and drawing knees in. If you find your thighs wanting to cramp a little bit there, just release and draw your knees to your chest whenever you need to. And letting yourself back down. Letting the arms open to a T. We'll take the feet a little bit wider this time. Get an easy, slow swishing of the knees from side to side. Looking for that, for instance, now my left knee to come down towards the right heel. And then releasing and reversing that. Right knee's coming down towards my left heel. Make it a little pull in the opposite shoulder. And go ahead and release, coming back to center. Taking both feet back up to the ceiling, pushing through both heels this time, toes tipped towards you, getting a little more engagement in calf and hamstring. Check to see if you're kind of curling that lower back up off the floor and press the back of the pelvis to the ground so you still have that feeling of a pencil could slip in the back of the waist. You may need to hold on to the back of those thighs. Toes are pulling towards you. Press the heels up, squeeze the pelvis down so it's very active in your belly. Hold and breathe. And then releasing ankles, knees, and letting those knees open out to the side. We'll close and open them a couple times, nice and slow and easy. Inhaling as they open. Exhale as you bring them together. And then the next time those knees are apart, we'll hold that for a few breaths. And then finding way to happy baby. So that may be with the hands holding on to the backs of the thighs, the ankles, calves, outsides of the feet, big toes, lots of different places to grab a hold of. I'm just going to hold the backs of my thighs today. Taking a few breaths here. Check to see again if you curl that tailbone up to the ceiling. See if you can keep the back waist grounded. And we'll go ahead and release. Let heels come back down. Close the knees together, feet to floor. And let yourself take a breath. And we'll take a little shift over onto one side and very slowly letting yourself come up. Once you get there, let's find that blanket. You can keep it thick or you can open it again. Coming into the center of the blanket, hands under the shoulders, just holding a little neutral tabletop here for a moment. Hands are nice and wide, tops of the feet are grounded into the floor so you can feel a little bit of work in the lower belly. And then letting your toes curl, we'll take seat bones back to the heels, stretching through the soles of the feet. Go ahead and release, come forward, uncurl the feet, and sit back again into child's pose. Coming back up forward again, letting the right toes curl, we'll lift up, press just into that right heel. Tabletop. Uncurl that left foot, child's pose. Forward back to table, curling left toes up and back into just the left heel. And down again into table. Uncurl the toes, child's pose. Just stay for an extra breath. And we'll rise back up tabletop, taking a few cat-cows, slowing it down. Inhaling, letting the chest expand, open, the whole belly gets stretched. Exhaling, right up the front of the body, curling. Inhaling as you open the chest. Exhale back to neutral. Go ahead and curl the toes and take your time to walk your hands back to your knees and slowly finding your way to an easy forward fold here. Maybe hand to elbow, letting the crown of the head press towards the toes. Knees are generously bent right now. Letting that lower back give into gravity. And we'll go ahead and take that blanket out of the way and standing up. So, positioning yourself so you can grab hold of a piece of wall space here. I'm taking my right hand to the wall and letting both feet settle firmly into the floor. So I'm not leaning into the wall at all. I'm standing very straight and my fingertips are just easily resting against the wall. And letting my left knee come up. I'm just going to give it a little bit of a hug, getting that sense of balance on the right foot. And then letting that left foot step back, comfortable distance, 45-degree turn. And just letting myself settle into both feet equally. And then go ahead and come back center. Do that one more time. Let the left knee come up. Just a walking step distance back. Let the left heel settle into the floor. And then go ahead and come back up. We'll go ahead and turn around, find the opposite side. Both feet, make sure we're not leaning. Just gentle fingertips to the wall. And right knee comes up. And we'll take that a little bit of a step back. And again, right knee comes up. And a little bit of that step back. Make sure that right heel lands on the ground. You may feel a little pull here. And we'll go ahead and release and turning around. Fingertips to the wall, nice strong straight body, equal weight into both feet. And this time we're going to bend the knee so that the heel comes towards us. So Sometimes that's a little tough to do, straight bending back, and it may be easier to grab the back of the pant leg and bring yourself here. Grabbing that ankle may be a little bit of a stretch. So you can just grab the pant leg. You're gonna hold here, or if you want to, you can grab hold of the foot itself or ankle. Want a slight tucking of the tailbone without letting that knee slip forward. Sometimes we tuck the tailbone, knee goes forward. We want to hold that knee in alignment with the right knee. A little tuck of the tailbone. Left shoulder blade closes into the back. And we'll go ahead and come up. Knee draws in, and this time we'll take the knee out to the side. Without letting the body turn, belly button stays facing the same direction as those right toes. Knee comes in, letting that knee drop or grab the pant leg, either way. And again, drawing the knee up. We'll take it out, bring it back to center, and this time take a bigger step back as though we're gonna come into warrior one, letting that right knee bend. Outside of that left foot is connected to the ground. Belly button still facing the direction of your right knee. Really hold that left foot to the ground. Little lifting of the left kneecap. And we'll go ahead and step up. Step into both feet equally. And we'll take arms overhead. Bend the knees, hand to elbow, forward fold. Hang out the back. And then slowly hands can rest on the thighs, coming up to standing, and we'll turn around, face the opposite direction. Right knee this time lifts up, and we'll go ahead and grab the pant leg or ankle, it's up to you. Again, on this side, check to see if the knee is forward when you tuck the tailbone. Bring the right knee in alignment with the left. A little tuck of the tailbone will give you some extra stretch. And then we'll draw the knee forward. Take it out to the side. Belly button still facing, so again, we haven't twisted on that left knee. Drawing it back to center. Grab a hold of pant leg or ankle. Drop the knee towards the floor. Tug the tailbone and lift it up. Out to the side, back to center. We'll do that one more time. Knee to the floor. Bringing the knee up, out to the side. Center, and this time take that big step back like you're stepping into warrior one. We're still looking for the belly button to try to face a little bit forward. 45-degree turn in that right foot. And really anchor into the outside of that right heel rather than moving forward on the arch. Want to really anchor into the center of that right heel. It's coming from the buttocks, really pressing downward. And we'll go ahead and step forward. Taking both arms up and overhead, big full body stretch, bend the knees, hand to elbow, forward fold. Letting your body weight just come forward down towards the floor. And then from there, we'll just keep on going. Letting your knees, shins return to the ground. And I'm just gonna reach back, grab my blanket again, bring it to the back of the mat. So go ahead and take a sit onto the seat bones. Feet are pretty wide apart here. Reaching through the inside, so elbows are to the inside of your knees. Hands can just rest on your ankles, either underneath or wrapping around. Letting yourself come a little bit forward, crown of the head once again drops. Looking for some stretch in the lower back. And we'll go ahead and inhale all the way up, bringing the knees together. So the arch of the feet are together and the knees are together. So we're holding the knees together like you have a $100 bill there and letting the arms reach up to the sky. And then we'll find a twist. Left hand's gonna come around to that right knee or to the outside. You can either take the left hand and hold the knee, or you can slide the forearm, and we'll open into a twist here, keeping those knees together. Inhale, reaching back up, knees squeeze together. And exhale, either right hand to the knee or right forearm to the knee. Left arm reaches behind, or if you'd like some support to the floor. Do that one more time, reaching up. Exhale. Reaching up, hold those knees together when you come back center. Exhaling. Inhale, let the knees drop open, and a little forward fold here. Releasing back up. And you can either roll back or come onto your side and let yourself down. So snuggling back down into your mat. Finding the center of the pelvis, lightness in the back of the waist. And we'll go ahead and draw the knees into the chest. Inhaling the arms up and overhead, soft elbow, soft knee. Just kind of ending the way we started. Feet to floor, hands slide down. Exhaling the knees in. Feet to ceiling, arms overhead. Exhale. Feet to floor, hands slide down the thigh. One more time, drawing the knees in. Feet to ceiling, arms overhead. And exhaling back down. Get a little rock from side to side. Easy, easy. Across the middle of the back and the waist. And we'll just do a simple up and down the spine. Hands on the kneecaps, elbows bending as you draw the knees in on the exhale. Inhaling, letting the knees move away. Unlocking the jaw. And the next time the knees move away, letting those feet come down to the floor. Snuggling those shoulder blades down towards back waist, letting one foot slide down the mat, check your back, see if it's comfortable. If it is, go ahead and let the other leg slide down. And you may want to just test having one knee bent. Sometimes it's easier on the lower back. You're welcome to bring a bolster or something under your knees. And once you're comfortably there, letting your feet flop apart, make sure your clothing is comfortable. Arms resting not too far out. If they're above your shoulder line, you can lose circulation in your fingers. So keeping the arms just below the shoulders and a little bit away from the body. Making sure you're right into the very center of your head. Inviting the jaw to unlock. Every time you exhale, inviting the body to just sink a little bit more into gravity. When we were standing, we were defying gravity. Now we're just going to give in, just looking at the difference between the two. Allowing the muscles of the face to let down, shoulders, hips, knees. And don't forget the soles of your feet. And taking as much time as you need to rest here.